For those of you who've followed Ars for a while, you'll remember this guy. This is the Teddy Ruxpin we used in our Arduino project, a hacked Teddy Ruxpin that has been gutted of its original equipment and has these control wires from its servo spliced into this Arduino Uno. The yellow here goes into pin 9 on the digital side of the Arduino. That's the servo control that we've configured in the sketch running on the Arduino. And here we've got power and ground patched into the analog side. Bearlexa is running on a Python application that I pulled down from a project called Alexa Pi. The Alexa Pi application is a Python app that was built by a number of people who've been doing Python-based Alexa projects on the Raspberry Pi and other platforms. And I simply added a bit of serial code to that application on a Raspberry Pi to send on and off signals for the animation of the bear via the Arduino. On the Arduino, I've built a new sketch that uses an animation sequence that's triggered by a serial command coming over the USB port from a Raspberry Pi. On the original project, we were using an application running in Windows that sent text to the Arduino over serial connection, and the sketch that was running on the Arduino interpreted the text into servo positions for the single servo running inside Teddy Ruxpin's head to move the eyes and mouth. This is our Raspberry Pi 2 that's powering this project. We have a USB microphone plugged into it to receive audio commands. It's plugged into hardwire Ethernet, and this is the USB going to the Arduino and sending serial commands to drive the animation. This time around, we've replaced the sketch with a new one that has built-in animation sequences, since we're parsing for a WAV file that I can't get the contents of, to animate the mouth while audio plays. The sketch code is on the site, and it's also on a GitHub for this project. Alexa.
Yes.
What time is it?
It's 9:09 a.m.
We're using USB for our serial connection. Ideally, I'd like to be using GPIO off of the Raspberry Pi, but I haven't gotten around to soldering a connection across between the two of them with a converter yet. So there's an occasional instability with the serial connection, and also because I'm using the Arduino with the USB port and the code I'm using calls a serial port on startup, it's not working very well launching as a daemon. It crashes. So I've got to run it from the command line. So for now, I have to have a screen to boot it up. Ideally, with a few tweaks, and I'm sure that plenty of people at home can come up with better ones, I'll be able to get this to run headless. Lip sync is not what it could be, primarily because there's no way to really, in software, drive when the bear talks and when the bear doesn't. That's because we're getting events from the cloud indicating when audio is playing and when audio is not playing, when there is actual speech going on and when there is not. So, for example, when I stream something, like one of the flash briefings that Alexa does. Alexa.
Yes.
What's the weather today?
Right now in Baltimore, it's 58 degrees with rain.
Alexa.
Yes.
Open the pod bay doors.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm not Hal and we're not in space. There is one event happening right now.
Alexa.
Yes.
What is the airspeed of an unladen swallow?
That depends if it's an African or a European swallow.
Alexa.
Yes.
Open random song lyrics and sing a song.
If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. Do you want to hear more?
Yes.